So, Among Us. I bet none of you little beautiful people have ever heard about this game before. Just kidding. But just for the slim chance that you care. Here's a tutorial of the basics that everyone should know before hopping into the game for the first time. First thing first. Lying. Lying is key. Lying is key to success in Among Us. And I know that it's obvious, but if there's a reason for you not to play Among Us, it's if you're unable to lie for some reason. Not only will it ruin the experience for you, but also for other players. On the other hand, the better you are able to lie, the better the experience will be for everyone. Now let's talk gameplay stuff. In a normal game of Among Us, there will be 10 players, 8 of them are crewmates and 2 of them are the imposters. And it works like that. Imposters equals fun. Crewmate equals, well, not as much fun. Nothing beats the excitement of being the imposter and having the ability to destroy long-lasting friendships in the palm of your hands. Anyway, how do you win as the imposter? You can win as the imposter if you get the number of the imposters alive equal to the number of the crewmates alive. For example, if there are 2 imposters and 4 crewmates alive, the imposters have to destroy only 2 more. In that way, there will be 2 imposters and 2 crewmates left. Which means game over to the crewmates and endless euphoria to the imposters. That's one way to win as the imposter, but not the only one. Yes, exactly, there's another way to win as the imposter. But before that, you need to know about a very important skill that the imposters have and should fully take advantage of. Ah yes, I'm of course talking about the La Sabotage skill. What? Too cringy for you? Deal with it, stupid. Inside the sabotage panel, the imposters can choose to perform some very specific kind of sabotages, the ones that have a limited time. And basically, if the sabotage hasn't been taken care of in the given time, all of the crewmates automatically die, which means victory to the imposters. But this scenario rarely happens. The crewmates have to be extremely ignorant to lose in that way. They most likely won't just ignore the red alarm when it goes off. But because you already know this, then you should use it to your advantage. While you use that kind of sabotage, you should take in account that a lot of crewmates, if not all of them, are headed to those specific locations where they could fix the ship. So meanwhile, try to get a kill, while making sure that you have an alibi. So these are the scenarios where the imposters are victorious. Let's talk a bit more about the sabotage skill that I mentioned a lot. So, sabotaging. The imposters can sabotage the ship and lock any door at any given time. It also should be mentioned that all of the 3 maps that the game offers have the same kind of sabotages. Except for Paulus. Don't worry, Paulus, we still love you. So what are the options you have when you want to sabotage the ship? You have the reactor meltdown and the oxygen depletion, which are both timer-based sabotages. The crewmates have to fix them in time if they want to leave. Which they do. Right? Someone? Hello? There's cons. Once sabotaged, the crewmates won't be able to see the progress bar, and important systems like vitals and security won't work. And the last but not least, the lights. Once sabotaged, the crewmates won't be able to see anything unless they are really close to it. The sabotage ability is incredibly useful, as you could imagine, but as useful as it is, there are some restrictions to it that you should know about. While sabotaging, you can only sabotage one system at a time. Once the sabotage is fixed, there will be a cooldown for 30 seconds. You will be able to sabotage the ship again once the cooldown is finally over. From the second you lock a certain door, there will be a cooldown for 30 seconds. The door itself will stay locked for 10 seconds, which means that you have to wait 20 seconds after the door was opened in order to lock it again. Each one of the 3 maps available in the game has unique things in it, to make them fresh and less repetitive. One of those unique things are the restrictions to the sabotage ability. On this scale, The moment you sabotage something, you won't be able to lock the doors until the sabotage is fixed. It also works the other way around. The moment you lock a door, you won't be able to sabotage anything until every single door is open again. On Paulus, the doors aren't connected in any way to the sabotage skill the imposters have. In other words, the imposters can close any door they wish to, while also sabotaging the ship at the same time. On Mira headquarters. Now let me ask you a question. Which one do you think is better? Having automatic doors or having manual doors? You're wrong. The answer is not having doors at all. Have you ever been in a situation where your stupid door just won't budge? Whoosh, no doors. Ever had a cheeky little imposter that just won't stop closing the damn door on you? Whoosh, fuck the doors. Have you ever had a friend who made so much fucking noise at the toilet that you couldn't help yourself? Hey guys, it's future me. Okay, to the point. Never happened. Got it? Also, it's probably very important to mention that you and your little imposter friend have the same sabotage palette. So don't go around spamming sabotage, because every ship sabotaging and door locking will put a cooldown on both of you. Oh, and there are vents that allow you to travel from one point on the map to another. So use them smartly. Yeah. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. It's Crewmate Time! As a crewmate, you can win by figuring out who the imposters are and
eliminating
them by either throwing them into the lava or to space, whichever one you prefer. But that's not all. Remember how the imposters have two different ways to win a game? Well, the crewmates aren't left behind. They have something that the imposters don't have. Missions! Every single crewmate gets a set of missions at the start of the game. They are the yellow exclamation marks which you can see on your map. Once every single crewmate, dead or alive, has finished all of his missions, the crewmates automatically win. Doing missions is very important as it puts pressure on the imposters, and once there's pressure there will be mistakes. So as the game starts, the crewmates shouldn't just sit around without doing anything, as not only will it make the game a bit boring, but also will give the imposters all the time in the world they need in order to kill the crewmates, which as a crewmate we want and should avoid. At this point you might ask yourself, well then, if only the crewmates have missions, then boom! Problem solved. Just look for the ones who don't have any missions. It's that easy. I only have one thing to say to those who think like that. No! The imposters can and should fake missions, and if they do it correctly, you most likely won't be able to tell. So how can imposters fake missions convincingly? Well, it's complicated. First you should know that there are two types of missions. The visual missions and the normal missions. It's very important to understand how the visual ones work, so listen carefully. The visual missions are special missions that make certain animations when being used. They are very important, and that because at the moment you see someone activating one of those, then you know for sure that he's a crewmate. That's also why it's important to make sure that others watch you when you do them as a crewmate. On the other hand, if you're an imposter, then try to avoid them at any cost. Because if someone catches you doing them, and the animation does not play, then be certain that the red button is about to be pressed. Which then continues with your doom, of course. Now that you know the difference in the types of missions we have, it's time for you to know how exactly to fake normal missions when you're the imposter. Every single mission has a number of different tasks that you need to do in order to complete it. A mission can include 1, 2, or even 3 different tasks, and a new task will only show up when the previous task has been dealt with. The thing is that the number of different tasks is actually permanent throughout every single game, and it's the same for all of the players. Once a mission is completed, the progress bar will be filled up a bit. Combine that with what we've just talked about, and you get 3 types of tasks. The ones that are visual and also fill up the progress bar, the ones that only fill up the progress bar, and the tasks that don't do shit. Those are the real tasks that you should look for when you want to fake missions. So what do you need to do in order to fake those tasks? Well, just stand near one without moving for a certain amount of seconds. How many seconds exactly? That's where you should do your homework. Go to free play, enable all of the missions that are on the computer, and go do them. Count to yourself how many seconds more or less each one took you to do, and there you have it. If you find yourself in a situation where you must do a progress task, then you have to stay in place until the progress bar gets filled up by someone else. After that happens, count to 2, and only then start to move around. About the visual tasks, that's completely up to luck. Now that you know the concept of faking missions, you're pretty much ready. Go get 'em, Tiger, and get ready to fuck up a whole bunch of times. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this tutorial helped you. Don't forget to like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!